Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are called A Path. That stands for All People, All Truths House of Enlightenment. We are a LGBTQIAA plus led spiritual center, and our goal is to help lift up our community. I am Cornelia. I am the PR director, and we love all in our community. That includes our allies who help uplift us and support us through all that we do. We wouldn't have the triumphs that we do if we didn't have their support, and so they are welcome. And we are non-religious. We teach levels of human consciousness, universal law, love and kindness and peace, as well as mindfulness to help ground you and maintain these things, and help to cultivate a space in which everyone can grow to become the best version of themselves. Our goals overall are to enforce peace and social justice, and the spiritual transformation of humankind. We're here to, like I said, uplift our community and support those in all levels of their own personal journey. We meet people where they're at and care for them and support them as they need, and we are able. We have many programs developed. One being Dawn's House, which has many support programs set up for addiction, general dysfunction. It's hard to get your life together. Sexual abuse, domestic abuse, and group homes for youth who have either had to run away or have been thrown out of their homes for whatever reason. And housing for transitioning adults, as well as support groups and classes and workshops. We have a global vision. We are looking to develop community center, as well as a community center alliance that is in line with our mission and teaching this loving peace and kindness. We also have developed a clergy house, a monastery, and we're also looking to do a clergy alliance as well. Like I said, all are welcome, and we are looking for volunteers on all levels. So if you would reach out, we would be happy to hear from you. You can reach us at apthoe.com. And also, like I said, we have these programs developed and planned, but we need fundraising to make them a reality. And we would love to have you donate. Even if you're not able to donate, simply sharing is wonderful. We have a donate page on our website, and we hope you enjoy our service. Now enjoy our grounding meditation with Pastor Donna. Thank you.
Hello everyone. If I can have everyone stand up, feet about shoulder width apart, get nice and grounded in them. Shoulders up high and back, and soften your eyes, close them. Take a nice deep breath in, and exhale it out. Now if you would imagine the most beautiful, bright light as far up as you can imagine. Imagine it coming down, and entering the top of your head, slowly going down through your body, through your chest, through your torso, and when it hits the base of your spine, that it turns into this brilliant, bright red sphere. Imagine that red, beautiful sphere turning. Now imagine from that red sphere, red roots shooting down both of your legs, through your thighs, through your calves, your feet, the floor of this building, and entering Mother Earth. And as these roots enter Mother Earth, just let them go in every direction possible. Imagine them going far and wide and deep. Just take a minute to just feel the strength of those roots. The groundedness that you feel. The stillness. The centeredness. You are so grounded in this moment that nothing, not words, not emotions, nothing could knock you over. Just feel the steadiness. Take a nice deep breath in and an audible exhale out. Know that you can do this at any time in your day, your week, that you are struggling. Just take a couple minutes and close your eyes and go through this process and ground yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Now time for our invocation and esoteric energy fellowship with Pastor Jim.
Good morning, APATH. I'm Pastor Jan, and it's so good to be with you again today. I appreciate all of you tuning in online and here in person as well, and I'm so grateful for your presence and your continuing journey with us. Please make sure you check us out on our website at apathoe.com and follow us. Soon we will be having a radio station, a talk show radio, so that is coming soon. So watch for us and you'll see those details on our website as we get a little closer to that. This is the time in our service where we open our service, and what we do is we call on all that is, the source of all that is, and the energy of everyone here in person and everyone online and everyone that might watch this on demand later. And we send love and healing and peace to the people first that we know, that we actually have a connection with. Around the globe, it doesn't matter where they are, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors, your co-workers, people that you know across the world in other countries, and we'll call out their name or circumstance, and then we'll move on to the LGBTQIA+ community, and we'll light candles for each section of our community, including, of course, our angel allies who, without their help and support, we would cease to exist, I'm certain. And then we will light candles. We'll go to the third segment where we'll light candles for everyone in the world, for all of their suffering, for love and healing and peace to take them over. And then we will perhaps light some additional candles just for peace and love for everyone. And at the end of all this, we'll all drum in unison. We love drumming. It does about 20 things to your brain, including lower your blood pressure and your heart rate and make everything good organically inside you. as well as calm you and help you focus. So we will all focus our energy together on everyone that we mentioned, the people that we know, our LGBTQIA+ community, all people all over the world, and for love and peace to everyone and everything, all living things. So we'll begin, and I'll start us out, and then in turn, each of us here can call out a name or a circumstance, and those of you online, feel free to text it on over to us. Okay. Love and healing for my daughters, Dawn and Julie, for my grandchildren, for my great-grandchildren, yes, I'm old, for my brother Charlie and his wife and his children and their children, and for my cousins and their children, yeah, we're an old family. For my mother and father and grandparents and aunts and uncles who have crossed over long before today. For everyone I know around the globe, for all of my friends in all of their suffering, please send love and healing to them and peace for those that have lost their adult children and as well as their minor children. Please send them, blanket them in love and healing because it's what they need most. For my friends, Diane Jarvis Holcomb, whose health is not good and who lost her wife 5 years ago. And for my dear friend, Teresa West, who's having health issues as well. Please take all of these people inside your blanket of love and wrap them in it and send energy at the end to those that I have named and their circumstance as well as everyone else. Okay, please begin.
My grandson Dominic.
For Dominic.
For my daughter Elena.
For Elena.
For my friend Joe and his daughter.
For Joe and his daughter.
For my brand new grandbaby and her mom and dad.
For Donna's brand new grandbaby, Stevie, and her mother and father, Josh and Allison.
For my roommate Nick, dealing with the anniversary of her death. My roommate Nick, dealing with an anniversary of death.
For Nick, dealing with the anniversary of someone who has passed that was close to him.
For Carrie.
For Carrie.
My sister Dee Dee and my brother Daryl and their health.
For Dee Dee and Daryl, who need help with their health.
My sister Lindsay, who just lost 2 of her puppies last night.
For Lindsay, who lost 2 of her puppies last night.
For Natalie and Zach.
For Natalie and Zach.
And for the chickens that I saw running in the road the other day. And the ducks.
And for the chickens and the ducks that Corinne saw running in the road the other day. Are there more? For Rachel and Heather.
For Tim.
For Tim
And Brian.
and Brian. Okay, if there are no more, let's proceed. Pastor Donna, if you'll come up and help me with the candle lighting, that would be much appreciated. And let's start this segment of our LGBTQIA+ lighting of the candles, and we're going to send love and healing and peace and, oh my goodness, social justice to our entire community. Let's start out with the lesbians all over the globe. Those are our lesbian sisters and our gay brothers all over. everywhere, and our bisexual siblings, and our transgender siblings, and our queer and questioning siblings, and our intersex and intersectional siblings, and our asexual siblings, as well as our angel allies. And moving on, Pastor Donna, if you'll light the 2 brown candles. And this one is for love, for everyone all over the world. And the next one is for peace worldwide. And if you'll light the red candle for love and healing and peace for everyone all over the world, regardless of what you look like, what race you are, who you love, where you live, how fat or skinny you are, how tall or short you are, what color your skin is. None of those things matter. What matters is that we are all one, and we want to treat everyone the same all over the planet. So please send love and healing energy to the entire world. If you'll light the 5 purple candles, one for Ukraine, one for Russia, one for Israel, one for Gaza, and one for all the hostages that have been taken hostage by Hamas. Now let us drum.
teaching with Pastor Donna.
Thank you. We're gonna take a minute to light our chakra candles and to focus on each chakra for a minute. First one is the root chakra, down at the base of your spine. It's red. Second one is our sacral chakra. It's a few inches below your belly button. And it's orange. There is our solar plexus. It's a few inches above our belly button. And it's yellow. Fourth is our heart chakra, right in your chest, in your heart space. It's green or pink. The fifth chakra is our throat chakra, right at the tip of your collarbone. It's light blue. Sixth is our third eye. It's indigo. It's in between your eyebrows in a couple inches. And the seventh chakra is our crown chakra. Violet, and it's on the tip top of your head. So I want to focus for a few minutes on our third eye chakra, right here in the middle of your, it's your intuition, your clarity, knowing and feeling and actually seeing in your mind's eye what's important when you struggle with blockages of the third eye. You have a hard time doing these things. You have a hard time focusing on what's true for you. You have a hard time knowing, feeling all those interconnectedness of your higher self. When you work on aligning this chakra, you will focus on that space, you will focus on the color indigo. It will help you throughout your life get in touch with your intuition, for your inner knowledge, to find your answers, to guide you. You will become clear and have that clarity in your life. So I'd like to do a little process. So I'm going to set my mic down and I'll talk loud, but I'm going to show you the mudra that goes with this chakra, and then we'll close our eyes and go through a little process. So you can stay sitting or stand up. So fingertips meet. Just hold them like this. And now close your eyes. As you breathe evenly in and out, we're Final sigh. You can do this process daily, would be amazing to help get that third eye in alignment and start feeling that clarity within yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Now time for a performance of Nina Simone's Feeling Good. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Reeds drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom in a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day's done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me, and I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Stand to the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Ooh, so good. And I'm feeling good. Yes, thank you very much. Now time for our level up with Pastor Jen.
Thank you, thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe I'm not much of a pastor. I don't really like the pulpit that much. Okay, we are in a crazy state in the world today. Actually, it's been crazy for a number of years. Last century and this century, between the two, we have, in conflicts and wars, killed 187 million people. Let me say that again. Just wars and conflicts alone, we have murdered 187 million people. That's just the conflicts and the wars. That's not counting the rest of us killing off each other. It's not counting the rest of us beating each other up, maiming, crippling, hurting, otherwise beating, raping, all of the violence in the world that we inflict upon each other, in addition to the 187 million that are actual conflicts and wars. As a pacifist myself, I do not condone any form of violence ever. And I would hope that those of you watching, both in person and online, don't either. If you do, then you probably come to the wrong spiritual center. We want to foster peace and social justice and love and healing. And we want to take all those things inside of us, the many seeds that we have, both positive and negative, and we want to water the positive and let those other seeds dry up and die, the negative ones. Two of the biggest negative seeds that we have within us, just because we're human and what we experience in life as we're growing up and becoming adults, plants these seeds in us. Our environment, our parents, our neighbors, our cousins, our sisters and brothers. Our sisters and brothers do it good because, sometimes the older ones beat us up. The kids on the playground, oh my goodness, chase us around and do crazy things to us and teach us how to be abused and perhaps how to abuse. So all these things are planting negative seeds. They're also planting seeds of fear in us, and those are the two worst kinds of negative seeds for us personally. Because what happens is, in the first place, we try to deny our anger and fear because we know that we don't really want to feel those things. So we're very hard pressed to admit to anybody else that we feel fear of anything and that we feel anger of any sort. You might even deny that to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your wife, your husband. Oh yeah, no, I'm not angry. But I want you from now on, whenever you're feeling anger, I want the first thing for you to do is run in the bathroom or wherever your mirrors are in your house and look at your face. Your face looks like a bomb that's getting ready to explode when you're angry. So you can say all day long, I'm not angry. But trust me, whoever you're saying it to knows you're a liar. So now you've compounded the problem. You're first angry, and now you're a liar on top of the anger. So what causes that anger? Those little seeds that have been planted your whole life. They cause the anger and the fear. Amongst other things, that chatter in your head, that egoic voice, that helps you be afraid and angry all the time. But the truth of the matter is, our misperceptions of whatever has just taken place causes us anger and fear. So let's say that I have a beautiful, wonderful wife that I'm madly in love with. Oh, wait a minute, that's true. I do. And let's say that she does whatever during any given day, and all of a sudden I'm like, I think of it however I'm thinking of it. Maybe she ate my last bite of tuna fish, and I was planning on eating it in a little while. That doesn't really ever happen because she doesn't really like tuna fish that much, but let's say that she did. I might instantly feel like, she did that just because she knew I was going to eat it. She's in there trying to do something to spite me. She's mad at me because of that other thing that happened this morning when she brought me coffee in bed and I didn't say thank you. So she's carrying that around with her. And now she's going to get even and chow down that last bite of tuna that was in the fridge. I know these are ridiculous examples, but they're everyday life examples, and these things happen. So let's say that now I've got this whole story going on in my mind about why she ate that tuna fish and how intentional it was to, retaliate against me for something that I did either knowingly or unknowingly. But so this anger starts, first frustration, and then it turns into anger. And as the day progresses, she might do some more stuff. She might walk past my shoes and give them a good kick. Well, I'll tell you, when you care about your shoes and you're taking care of them, like I do, I put them in little shoe bags and, try to keep them clean and take good care of them because I want more shoes in the future. So I take care of what I have. So she might walk past them and give them a good kick, accidentally or on purpose, and I might say, she's still retaliating. Now she kicked one of my shoes under the bed. And the day goes on and things in my mind are blowing out of proportion. So by the time dinner time gets here and she says, yeah, I don't really want to eat any of that you just spent 2 hours cooking. Now I'm like, why'd I spend all that time? And so now I'm getting angry at her for things that probably were just completely unintentional with no harm intended. She's not a bit mad, but now I am. So how do I make myself feel better? How does any angry person make themselves feel better? Well, first they explode and they are trying to do something to the other person because we think that if we strike at them, that we're going to feel better ourselves, that's going to alleviate what is actually our own suffering. That anger is us suffering. Why are we suffering? Because the misperceptions usually of whatever we think just happened that might not necessarily have happened. So those misperceptions cause us to go from frustration to anger and then to strike out at whoever the person is, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your neighbor, your co-worker, your friends across the world, your husband, your wife, your best friend, your lover, whoever that is aggravating you, it's probably your own doing. Now, that's not always true. Sometimes people are just mean and they do stuff to us and they do anger us. And so then what do? Again, we strike back because that makes us feel better. They're making us suffer and doggone it, I want to get even with them. I want them to feel how I'm feeling, and the only way I can do that is to retaliate and strike back and do something worse than they did to me. And then what happens? Well, they're the same as us. There's no difference between them. Just because they're your mother or your father or your wife or your husband, they're not any better or any worse than you, and they're going to respond pretty much how you are. And what are they going to do? They're going to strike back, and they want to do something worse than you just did so that they can alleviate their own suffering. And this is not necessarily even a conscious thing. We just do it automatically because we get so practiced at it in our lifetime. This is what people do. We get frustrated, and that blows into anger, and then it's a war between two people. You know, when you fall in love and you say to each other, "Oh my God, I can't live without you. I can't imagine my life without you. I don't want to wake up on any given day and you not be in my life." And it's literally how we feel. And it takes 1 to 2 years for that love to turn into hate if you're not mindful about your love. And you will. You'll see first it's the arguing, the correcting, the disciplining. Don't do that. Put that over there. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? It's the questioning and then pretty soon that grows and grows and grows. And it's usually one that starts it off, and then the other one feeds right into it. Why? We have to retaliate. They're saying these things to us, and we're not bad, but they're making us look bad and feel bad. And so now we want to do it right back to them. So this war begins, and it's kind of a power struggle of who can do the most damage to the other one. And what happens then? Well, if it's a romantic relationship, you're getting divorced or breaking up or whatever it is. Just think for a minute. How many exes do you have? Well, if you're a teenager, I hope you haven't had that many yet. If you're a young adult, hopefully you've just had a few. By the time you're my age, you might have had a long list of them. And why did those relationships break up? Either you didn't like them, or they didn't like you, or the likely story is those both things are true. You didn't like them and they didn't like you anymore. You might have been madly in love on day one, and within 2 years later, yeah, not so much with the in love. If you lasted that long, a lot of people only last days or weeks or months, and then they're out of there because sometimes that's because red flags go up and you say, oh, heck no, I'm not dealing with this, I'm gone. And that's not a bad thing. It's good to see when a relationship doesn't work for you and you get out, especially if it's toxic or abusive. It's time to run. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about normal life taking over and two people, especially living together, irritate the hell out of each other. You know, you don't clean the toothpaste out of the sink after you spit in the morning. Oh my goodness, what's worse than walking into the bathroom and all that toothpaste and spit being in there in the side of the sink down here where, oh, you can tell that's a real thing, whatever. Now, not my wife. She would never do that. Hair in the sink. You know, if you're a guy or if you're married to a guy, you're gonna see all the whiskers in the sink as well. Oh, that's good, especially when it's mixed with the toothpaste. So there are a billion unintentional, unconscious things that all of us do every day long. We leave little trails of dirt behind us and chaos. We don't put things away, we leave the cupboard door open, we don't fold up stuff and put it in our drawer, we toss it, it might be on the floor, it might be anywhere. It's not hung up in the closet where it belongs. The shoes aren't orderly and in fashion and in their little shoe bags. All kinds of things we do because we're unconscious. We've got 40 other things on our mind and we're just going through our day. Well, when you throw another adult person in the mix, especially get two women together living in a house, that's already a power struggle just by its own nature, because women like to take control of their home. They want it to be how they want it to be. We've grown up and we've decided that this is the way we want to live. And so you get two people together, especially if they're older, they're not just young teenagers and figuring it out together, or young adults. But the older we get, the more we're set in our ways and we've learned how we want things. So then you find somebody, you're madly in love, you move in together, and then, you know, if you're a lesbian, you got the U-Haul on the morning after the first date, right? And you move in together and you both have all these little idiosyncrasies, and this is how you live your life. Well, clash, because that's not how I live, and oh my goodness, how can you do that? Why would you leave your shoes there? Why would you not dry the dishes and put them away, or unload the dishwasher when it's done? Or there's a gazillion things that frustrate us, and that frustration turns to anger. And what does that anger do? It turns to conflict. It turns to conflict. And you either begin having the war and tearing each other down every single day until you grow a brain and you get the heck out, or learn how to turn that hate that used to be love back into love again. Those are your only choices. You can get the heck out and move on and go do the same thing with your next relationship, or you can fix this because that person is, in fact, who you love. The love didn't go away, and you find yourself saying, oh my God, I'm in a love-hate relationship. Some days I love her, other days I hate her and want to choke her. And she's feeling the same way, or he. Doesn't really make a difference what kind of relationship it is. It's true for all of us. So how can we take that love to hate back to love again and make that relationship what we want it to be? And I'm not saying you should always fix your relationships, only you can decide which ones deserve to be fixed. But trust me, if you were madly in love and the person didn't turn out to be a whole different person, and it's just the irritations and the angers and the frustration that you're constantly having, that's just the normal evolution of a relationship when two adult people live together. But I'll tell you what else happens. It happens with mother and daughter, father and son, mother and son, sister and brother, next door neighbor, best friend. It happens in all of our relationships, but the one it happens the most with is our mate. Our chosen mate that we used to say we couldn't live without, we couldn't stand to go a day without them, we wanted to be with them, we couldn't wait to see them. Our heart went pitter-patter in our chest every time we saw them, and now not so much. We're like, because all these frustrations have built up and up and up, and you've not done anything about it. So here's what we have to do. It's the only way to stay in the relationship and turn it back into love again, is to become mindful about what it is exactly that you're doing. What's going on here? What's the best way to get rid of that anger instead of allowing it to turn into conflict and becoming one of those numbers on the planet? People that are filled with this conflict for long periods of time, often they become soldiers or policemen or whatever, and they become abusive ones at that. And I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm saying that people that are angry and they carry those seeds of anger and they water those seeds every day, they let that anger flow out of them, squirt out of them on everybody that comes in their path. And we all know them. We all know the angry people that, just always seem to be angry. You can tell them a half a block away because their faces are like this. They're just looking for somebody to let go of that anger on, because that's what they need to do. They need to expunge it from themselves. They need to let it go. So how can we overcome that anger? Well, I say the first thing is go to your mirror and look at your face. And while you're doing that, take 3 deep breaths. Just while you're doing it, look at what a bomb your face looks like, and then take 3 deep breaths. I guarantee you, in those short 3 breaths, you're going to feel a lot better, and your face is going to start to relax, and your face is no longer going to look like a bomb. So in the first place, get the heck away from the person that you're angry at, and go to your mirror. Go to your mirror now. And then the next thing you do is you walk mindfully. Each step that you take, you realize that you are rooted to planet Earth, to Mother Earth. And as you walk, you feel all your ancestors before you, all their good positive energy flowing through you. You understand that you are connected through your roots to Mother Earth, to everyone else on the planet, everywhere. You understand that, and you feel that as you walk. And what's the best place to go do that? Outside. Get the heck away from the person you're mad at. Go look in the mirror. Say nothing, do nothing. Take your walk. Take at least a 15-minute walk. Sometimes it might take longer depending on how angry you are and how long you've been angry. So maybe you need a 30-minute walk. It doesn't take longer than that. While you're walking, stay mindful of Mother Earth and all the humans on the planet that you're connected to. And I'll tell you what's going to happen to you, and it's going to happen every single time, 100% across the board. It's never going to fail you. You are going to realize while you're there that the person you're angry at is suffering too. You're probably going to realize that you might be wrong about your perception of whatever that person just said or did that has angered you so much. Because while you're walking, you're going to calm yourself, because it's automatic. Mindful walking will calm you 100% right there, right now. Then you can go back in to the person that you're angry at, and you can say, honey, I'm sorry, I am suffering, and I need your help. I need your help to stop my suffering. I am angry right now at you, and I'm sorry I'm angry at you, but I am. And it's because of this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and that's just today. Whatever it is, say it. say it nicely and kindly and say, I know that I'm probably misjudging things, I'm probably misconstruing things, I'm misperceiving things, but I need your help in order to stop my suffering. Please, can you help me? I love you and I need your help to fix this in me. And what do you think they're going to do when you say that to them? No, get the hell out of here. You know, you've already made me mad, now I'm going to retaliate. No. Who can you look in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I'm suffering and I need your help to fix this? Because I feel so bad and miserable inside that I'm angry at you. And we need to fix this. We need to talk about whatever it is that happened. I need to hear what you have to say about what you just said or what you just did so that I don't have a misperception. Let's clear any misperceptions up first. Please be honest and truthful with me and just tell me what you meant. Whether you said the correct thing or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to mince your words. Just tell me. Just be truthful and show me your authentic self so that I can stop my suffering and be my authentic self. Mindful walking, mindful breathing alleviates the anger and lets you take a moment to see that your anger is probably self-generated. Sometimes people just anger us, and it's not undeserved or unwarranted. Sometimes we're angry because somebody did something terrible. Somebody hurt or abused or killed someone we love. Oh my goodness, especially our children. But look at the hostage situation in Gaza and Israel right now. I can't imagine what the families of the hostages are going through, no less the hostages themselves, and how angry they might be at the captors, at the people. I can't imagine Israel, the citizens of Israel are getting angrier and angrier at their leadership for the continuing attack on Gaza. Now, Hamas has said that they're gonna not release those hostages until Israel stops bombing and shooting and killing people. And Israel says, no, we are gonna retaliate. We're gonna level Gaza. We're going to get all of you. We told you to get out and you didn't, so now we don't care. We're just coming. So who's wrong and who's right? They're all wrong. There's no winners here. But we have 200 plus hostages from around the world that are being held captive. And we got 2 of them out. Thank you, Joe Biden. And everybody else that helped him. And Qatar was instrumental in those 2 releases. But we still have hundreds of people over there being captive. And if it's even possible to be worse than that, we have hundreds of people dying every day in this horrible war. And it's not just Gaza and Israel. I mean, we don't hear anything about Ukraine and Russia anymore, but trust me, it's still going on. It's flying high. And all of this conflict, what does it come from? Everything that I've just said is true for governments too. Oh, well, they did this. Hamas came in here and just came right in. Don't know how that ever happened, but it did. And they just killed people, mass murdered teenagers at a peace rally, for God's sakes. And they did all these horrible, horrible things to all of these civilians that were innocent people that had not done anything. But they were retaliating for the things that they believe or perceive that Israel did to them. Over the years, the seeds of anger have been building up and building up and building up. And this is the culmination of what happened for those lifetimes of frustration and anxiety building up. And that hate toward another country, another government. And now it's time for Israel to, really water the heck out of their seeds, their anger and hate seeds. And they are in full throttle, retaliating and getting even
with Gaza. The people of Gaza, instead of Hamas, just the people of Gaza, and they justify this by saying, well, they voted Hamas in. They had an election, they voted Hamas in, they wanted them, and there's still so many supporters. But so many people on both in Gaza and Israel are now rallying. They're holding vigils and rallies, and they're rallying for peace and a ceasefire. Israelites do not want Israel to continue killing the people of Gaza. Why? The number one reason is there are hostages there. They want a ceasefire so that the hostages can be released, so that they can begin talking and negotiating to work out the things between the two governments, so that they can sit down and say, honey, I'm suffering, and I need your help to stop my suffering, because I'm angry at you, and I'm going to hurt you. That's what anger does. Anger is fear-based, based on whatever happened in the past, whatever we're predicting might happen in the future because of the past, because of the things we know. And it goes on and on and on. Those seeds of anger and fear keep growing within us. What can we do? Get the hell away from the person that you're angry at. Go look in the mirror and just take a look at what you look like, because your face is like this. You're angry and your face, I swear, looks like a bomb. Take 3 deep breaths. That's all it's going to take for your face to start relaxing. And when you see how much better your face looks, you don't need to pile on some cosmetics. Just relax yourself, calm yourself, breathe. Now get the heck outside. Even if it's freezing cold, just go outside, bundle up, and go take a mindful walk. While you're mindfully walking, do some mindful breathing. Be connected through your roots. Remember your root chakra and your teachings, so that you understand that you are connected to Mother Earth. And through the roots of the earth, you are connected to all people everywhere. All people that have ever been, all people that will ever be, and all people that exist now. It's the universal law of one. Because we are all the same. When you look in the eyes of your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your neighbors, your cousins, your co-workers, your friends around the world, and maybe at the top of that, your children and your spouse, the person you find yourself in love with or used to, when you look in their eyes, ask yourself, what do you see? Is this not the person that I love dearly? And if so, why am I in denial that I'm angry at them? What am I fearful of? What am I misperceiving? That, can I possibly be wrong? Can they have meant something else? Or maybe they were intentional and they did do something, and we know exactly what they did and why they did it. Let them explain themselves. Let them tell you why they're retaliating against you, what you did to cause them to suffer, and now they're getting even with you. This is how we stop conflict. This is how we stop wars. Can we change Israel's government and Gaza's government? Well, we can always send them love and peace and healing, and that is very helpful. The other thing is that it starts right here, right now, with each one of us. One person at a time, we change the world. We change ourselves first. We learn to deal with our frustration and our anger and our hostility and our hate. And it is hate. Every time you're angry, that is hate. Hate and anger are the same thing. So when we diffuse ourselves and we learn to be better people and how to deal with our anger and hate, we begin changing the world. We foster peace, we foster love, and with all that comes social justice. What's that song? What the world needs most is love, sweet love. And social justice is what it should say. and social justice, and the alleviation of anger and hate. We don't want to be haters. We don't want the world to be haters, because look around at the wars, and what new war is going to start next week, or tomorrow, or next year. How many of these wars does it take? So instead of adding to that negative energy on the planet and lowering our total collective cumulative level of consciousness, let's raise it. And how can we do that? By being mindful. By being mindful and taking a look at our anger and frustration, and about, what's my responsibility in there? A little accountability and responsibility goes a very long way. So please, practice acceptance, practice forgiveness, and above all, practice love and peace. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Now time for our mindful meditation with Pastor Donna.
Thank you, that was amazing. I can get everybody to sit up straight in their chairs, feet on the ground, close your eyes. I'm gonna take a few minutes to continue being mindful. So we're gonna take deep breath in, hold it, and exhale it. And as you're holding, just feel that centeredness, that stillness. That's where your answers come from. So be mindful when you're there. Take a deep breath in, hold, and exhale it out. Inhale in, feel that air, fill your lungs. Hold. And let it go. Inhale in, hold, and exhale out. Inhale in, hold, and exhale out. Inhale in, hold, and exhale out. Inhale in, hold, exhale out. Inhale in, hold, and exhale out. Now one last really deep breath in, and an audible exhale out. Let it all go. One more really deep breath in, and let it go. And last one in, and exhale it out. Now just to take a second to just feel your body. Feel the energy pulsing through your entire body. Put your hand on your heart. And take a couple seconds and just feel the love and energy in your heart, and
Thank you very much. Now time for our benediction with Pastor Jen.
Okay, if everybody will please rise. This is the time in our service for our benediction, so please repeat after me. Peace to my brothers,
Peace to my brothers.
peace to my sisters,
Peace to my sisters.
peace to my siblings,
Peace to my siblings.
peace to the whole world,
Peace to the whole world.
and peace to me.
Peace to me.
Thank you for joining us today. Please go in peace and manifest what you will. Please stay after and join us for our drum circle for world peace. Okay, Chris, can you give us a heartbeat?